NBA Finals and what's going on with that with LeBron, and is he doing too much? Is he doing enough? All that?
Well, the finals has been really exciting, and obviously the network loves it because of the ratings. You know, it's a ratings business, and you got two teams with two totally different styles. One team's a lot deeper in the Warriors, you know, with 7 or 8 guys, and you're looking at Cleveland that's been decimated with injuries with Kyrie Irving and Kevin Love, but LeBron is playing like a king. You know, Steve Kerr, you know, decides to start Iguodala, pose some matchup problems for Cleveland. So it's been a chess match between both teams, and obviously right now Golden State's winning the chess match.
Do you believe in the change of jump shooting, ball movement, player movement? The Spurs way is integrating itself there, and then kind of how much you bring in that here eventually on two-part of that?
Yeah, I think a little bit of what they're doing, a little bit more Spurs, Chicago Bulls, Steve Kerr's experience with the Phoenix Suns. So I think he's combining all of those with the way they like to play offense. Their defense is underrated. You know, they're a pretty good defensive team. But a lot of what they're doing, split screens, you know, we've incorporated a lot of that stuff into our offense. And, you know, my teams in Dallas were a little bit more stagnant because we weren't a great passing team. And if you're not a great passing team, you don't want people passing the basketball. So we like to have a little bit more ball movement, player movement in our system this year, especially from what I'm hearing with the new shot clock rules.
With what you've seen, what you have practiced with, and seen, you know, individual stuff, how do you think this team is coming along?
Yeah, we have a long ways to go, guys. You know, it's you know, we have a lot of bad habits that we have to break. There's a certain way that I want to play offense and defense, and you have to, you know, basically retrain a lot of these guys on how they should play the game. And, you know, whether it's footwork, spacing, knowing how to close out on defense, the proper way to box out. You know, there's just certain ways that we like to play the game. And but we got a lot of work to do. The guys have been very engaged and enthusiastic in our workouts.
Coach, how do you feel you're settling into the recruiting aspect of the job?
Settling in pretty good. You know, we're going to have some kids coming on campus on unofficials and officials in the month of June. You know, we're excited about getting back on the recruiting trail, going to watch all of those AAU tournaments in the month of July. So we think we're settling in pretty good. We've had great visits with a lot of the kids and their parents when they've come on campus. And yeah, we're excited about it. I don't think that is necessarily anything hard. You just have to be able to clearly articulate your vision and with the parents, with the kids, sell them on not only how you can help their student athletically, but also academically, and help him become more of a well-rounded person.
What more do you think you have to do to get this team kind of, you know, complete before you hit the court for practice?
Well, we're not done with our roster. We still have to add 1 or 2 more players, and once we add those guys, hopefully for the second session of summer school, then we'll be able to, you know, take our whole program to that next level, because our numbers are a little bit down right now, especially with having a couple of guys that are injured. So, and you know, we had Shannon Hale, who obviously is returning from surgery, and you know, I've been taking it really slow with him. Michael Kessens, he hasn't been able to get on the court and do much for us. Riley Norris got injured, and now he's coming back. So, you know, our numbers, we've only had 9 guys a lot of times healthy, so we've been limited in some of the 5-on-5 work that we were able to do.
We're in a schedule stand at this point, non-conference schedule.
We're getting closer, and I know every time, you know, I want you to know I am a man of my word, but we are getting closer, but we still have some work to do with some of the games that we're scheduling. Hopefully, we got some contracts that have gone out. Hopefully we'll have some news for you on that front.
Is Oregon one of those contracts that's kind of gone out and you're kind of
That's what I've heard. That's what I've heard.
Is there a
Did
scenario?
Brett Nobassaheim tell you that?
Is there a scenario where you would entertain or want to play UAB? And I know you're new here with all that.
Yeah, I've answered that question probably a million times since I've been here. You guys are gonna have to talk to the administration about that. That's above my pay grade. I think that's a question for them.
But you don't mind it if it happened.
What I do mind is getting my team together this summer, trying to add our next 2 players for the second session, getting our schedule. Our schedule's not done for this year, and that's where my focus is right now. Yeah, that's where my focus is.
I want to follow up on that, Coach. Just the challenge of hitting the ground running the way you have, not just basketball, your family, getting them here, laying out your vision for the play. Just talk about that challenge of doing everything on the fly.
Yeah, I've coached 2 NBA teams, and one team, Dallas, they were a first-round playoff team, stable. Don Nelson did a great job before I took over. Mark Cuban, ownership. And then I took over a team that was decimated. 12-win team, nothing really moving forward. This team is not quite there. I think we're right in the middle. Long tradition of CM Newton, Wimp Sanderson, winning a lot of games, getting to the Elite 8, but not making it to the Final 4. So we're right there in the middle. So it's been a lot in terms of recruiting, traveling, getting our current team together, making sure everybody's good with the APR, getting to know donors and playing in golf tournaments, and just really selling our brand of what we're doing here with Buckle Your Seatbelt. So it's been great. It's a lot of work. There's not much time to sleep, but I don't sleep much either.
When you see that the women's game, they're going to 4 quarters.
Yes.
What do you think about that?
I would hope we would do that in the men's game. I think the more we can resemble what's happening on the NBA level, that's better for our game. So if we would have gone from a 35-second shot clock to a 24-second shot clock and played 4 10-minute quarters, I would have been just as happy.
What's your feeling?
When you go from evaluating college players for the draft, and now you're evaluating high school players to see how they project, what's been the biggest difference in that regard?
Well, first of all, these kids are not as mature. They're not as fundamentally sound. You have to give them the benefit of the doubt. You really have to understand how to project them moving forward. I like kids with big hands, long arms. We want to be a scrappy team. So I look at body frame. I look at how skilled they are with pass, dribbling, and shooting. The questions that I ask, is trying to test their basketball IQ at this stage of being a teenager, just to figure out, how much information that they can retain. So, I don't want to give away all my recruiting secrets.
What's your thought on kind of the new rules, like the 30-second shot clock? And obviously, you seem like before that, but just the new rules.
I love it. I love the 30-second shot clock. We don't even practice with a 30-second shot clock, so it's going to suit us just fine. I think we need to speed up the game. We were 293rd in NCAA last year in possessions. That you talking about giving me sleepless nights? I'm not gonna be able to sleep if we're in that same area. Yeah.
Coach, I got a couple questions for you. Just
Sure.
the total process of establishing your program, has it gone smoother than expected as far as filling up your roster, coaching staff, all that kind of thing?
Well, no, that's a whole nother subject. Trying to put together a coaching staff in college is much more difficult than in the NBA.
Yeah.
You get 10 times as many phone calls, and because you're bringing in place college coaches, NBA coaches that want to come to college, high school coaches, AAU coaches. But I think we've put together a nice staff, a nice mixture of personalities and strengths. I think I'm pretty satisfied now where we are. We have one more position that we're going to fill, which is called the special assistant to the coach, assistant ops guy, and we'll get that position filled here soon.
And talk about the overall reception that you've got just from the fans around the state and everything like that. Has it been more than you expected?
Completely amazing. It's amazing. Everywhere I go, you hear "Roll Tide," "Buckle your seatbelt," "Coach, we're glad that you're here." We used to have season tickets. Now we're renewing our season tickets. People are really excited about, our students getting more involved in the game.
Right.
So there's an energy about our program, and we understand we're still going to have to win.
Yeah.
And I set some pretty big goals in my press conference, and we're not going to necessarily get there the first year.
Yes.
I got to get my arms around this program, especially when the games start. I haven't coached any of our players in games, so I got to see how they respond to my style of coaching in games. But it's been amazing. I was in New York City a couple of days ago, and it was Roll Tide. I was in Dallas a week ago. Roll Tide everywhere I go. So it's unbelievable.
And talk about your excitement about having your first basketball camp here at Alabama.
Yeah, all of the kids, it's been great. I love to teach. And, every morning or this morning, I had a chance to really teach the kids and go over some aspects of offense and defense of what they were going to go over in their stations. And just to see all of the young kids excited. And I took a picture with every kid this morning, so they love that. And I know at some camps, you'll take a team photo with the coach or a whole group shot. But I wanted to touch every individual kid. They'll be able to bring one item on tomorrow, Wednesday, for me to autograph, basketball card, basketball, a jersey. So it's we want to make sure that they have a great experience, and what I'm hearing from the parents, the kids are enjoying themselves.
Right. Avery Jr. tweeted out last Monday that he joined the team. We haven't seen anything official from the team. What can you kind of say about his status, either as a father?
Yeah, just as a father, like I share with you guys, he's going to be around, and he wants to be here with his father, and he's going to enroll in the second summer session. So you'll see him enrolled in the second summer session, and once he enrolls in the second summer session, then we'll be able to give you something official, especially from the basketball coach's standpoint.
Coach, one more. I got you mic'd up late. You might have talked about this. Speaking of the NBA, how important is it that you tap into the Alabama NBA connection, get those guys back here, have some visibility?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I've had conversations with guys like Robert Ory. I've talked to Jim Farmer. I've been talking to Mo Williams, and letting them guys know that we want to see them here back on campus. What can we do to get them back? Coming to visit with our team, coming to some practices. If guys are retired, coming to more of our games. We want to have a better seating situation for them. We're going to do something special that we're going to be announcing, where we're going to where a lot of our lettermen are going to come back for a special weekend here on campus. So we've embraced a lot of those guys. I've had conversations with quite a few of them, and they are welcome to come back. We need them as to be ambassadors for our program, and I welcome their presence here on campus.